What's up, everybody? My name is Blaze Tiger, back with another video. And it's been a while since I did a Genshin Impact video. I've been focusing on other gacha game videos, but this one I had to do because one thing in particular stuck out to me, and that was the resin. All right, so let's take a look at the notes and see what we got here. Since release, we have received a treasure trove of valuable feedback and suggestions from travelers. First off, we would like to thank you all. Of First off, we would like to thank all of you for your support. Cool. Excuse me. We have carefully reviewed and summarized everyone's suggestion and have selected one that travelers care about most to bring to the developers' attention. Check out their replies in this developer discussion. All right, so question one. I never have enough original resin, which makes it difficult to complete various daily tasks and the weekly battle pass missions. So their answer to that is in version 1.1, which is the upcoming version, dropping on November 10th, I believe. Um, we have decreased the original resin requirement in battle pass weekly mission from 1600 to 1200. Furthermore, travelers will be able to store up to a maximum of 160 original resin, increase from the current limit of 120. So it went up by 40 points, right? Now, that's a good thing, but a really bad thing because they didn't say anything about a decrease in time for each resin to regenerate. I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, I think it's like 6 to 8 minutes for each resin to get one resin recharged. So if they would have did it like what I said, what I wanted it to be like was they increased the original resin, right? And each boss, like the elite bosses, not just the regular bosses that respawn like in 30 minutes or so. The elite bosses, each elite boss, you can tackle them 4 times a day. And Storm Terror and the Wolf will stay at once. Just Storm Terror stay at. Well, yeah, right. I think you can only tackle them once. The Wolf and Storm Terror once a week. So the other ones now, um, you do them 4 times a day. Storm Terror and the Wolf once a week. And once you've reached that limit of 4 times a day, plus the dungeons that you need to farm to get materials, they're also 4 times a day. Once you've done that, what you can do now is use your original resin to recharge whichever one you need the most of. So let's just say you want to farm the Geo Cube boss, right? You'll use about 10 resin to recharge one time, and then it'll go up by 10 each time, which will be 40 resin in total for whichever boss you want to tackle after you've already tackled them, after you've already done the 4 times a day for them. I think that will work out perfectly fine for everybody, especially with the 8-minute recharge for one resin. I think it will work out perfectly. So if they want to increase to 160, that's fine, but they should also do that. Give each elite boss a limit to how many times you can tackle them, and then recharge one continue by using 10 resin each time you want to do it. So once you've reached, so let's say you beat the Geo's cube boss 4 times and then you recharge it 4 more times. You can't do it after that, right? You can't recharge that boss anymore for that day. You can only do it twice. I'm sorry, you can only do it once after you've reached the limit. So then you'll have to go and tackle something else. But to be honest, the temples should not use resin. I think that is the stupidest thing in this game. You need a crap ton of materials to awaken the weapons, a crap ton of materials to awaken the unit's talent. I don't see a reason why they need to have that at capped using resin. I think that's dumb. If they want to keep the bosses with resin, that's completely fine. I get that. They can do that, but the temples should not use resin. And if you want to use resin, let it be 5 because again, it's stupid. Because the further you get with your character and your weapon, the more materials you need. And if you can only do it for a certain amount of times within the day, and then again now with it go from 120 to 160, the recharge of the resin is going to be much longer, and that's the temples use what 20, I believe, 20 resin. So I think they should take that off. The ley lines, you could keep that in if you want, if they want. You could tackle them 4 times a day, and then recharge them also for whatever, whatever. Or they can let the ley lines be free also because when you think about it, it's hard to get books and stack them because the more characters you have, the more books you're going to need, right? And you'll eventually get certain amount your top characters, you'll eventually get them to a point where you're like, all right, I've done leveling them up. I want to get other characters worked on, you know? So, but you don't have that much books, and then it costs a lot of money, and then it costs a lot of books to level up your characters. So the ley lines, the blue and gold ley lines should also, in my opinion, be free or at least 10 or 5 resin. That's just my opinion because it takes a lot just to strengthen one character. And that's just one character of many that you may have. You can't so gold, the books and the materials you need to awaken your weapons and character talents should not be limited by resin. I don't think that is a cool thing, and I think a lot of people might like it if they change the way that is. If they still want to use resin with it, which is completely fine, then they have to find a way to lower the cost at least. So that's just my opinion on that. Um, Question two, I want to change the key binding slash controller setup. We are in the process of developing a key binding and controller setup function, part of which will go live in version 1.1. We're firing on all cylinders to complete the remaining functionalities, which will become available to players in later versions. So that's not really a big issue to me. If you know it is to you, then there you go. They will be fixing that in the upcoming version. I wish there were more ways to filter artifacts. In version 1.1, we have added new filters for artifacts based on their basic attributes. Now travelers will be able to easily filter artifacts by attributes. So that's cool, because at this point in time, like players like me and other YouTubers, we have tons and tons of weapons and artifacts in our box. So it would be good for us if we're able to go in really quick, cycle through and find the ones that we like. A game that allows you to access each and every one of the features in immediately is good. You don't want to have to be going through this, that, and third just to look for one thing. So that's pretty good right there. Um, Question four, traversing the game world is time consuming. I want to be able to set my own teleport waypoints for areas that I frequently visit. We have developed an item that provides this kind of function, which will be available for free in a new system travel. I'm sorry, for free in a new system. Travelers can look out for that. Right now, I was seeing something about that in the version 1.1 notes a little while back. So that's pretty cool. Another thing is I wish they would just add mounts. And that will kind of help with traversing the map. Now, me personally, I don't really have an issue with like this one per se, because I think the waypoints are in certain directions, certain places that I like, and I can get to where I need to go. Now, the only thing I can say I would like to use this new function for is to set waypoints to certain materials that I may need um, to ascend a character. So like I could set them in certain places where they spawn like Stormbearer's Mountain or whatever it's called. I need certain items there to awaken, like let's say Valenti. Did I say Valenti? I'm sorry. Venti. Played a lot of Grand Cross. Venti or Lisa, right? I believe their materials around that area there. So I would do that, but again, it's not really that big of an issue to me. Um, Question five, it's annoying to have to select equipped artifacts and weapons to find out which character has them equipped. In version 1.1, small character avatars would appear next to the icons of equipped artifacts and weapons, allowing travelers to know exactly which characters have which artifacts and weapons equipped at a glance. That is good because, like I said just a little bit ago, it is good. when the game allows you to get to what you need to get to immediately. So being able to see it when you first go in there will help us move faster. Um, Next one here. How is damage calculated when I have more than one shield? And which shield sustains damage first? Okay, so this part right here, we're not really too interested in that. Um, so yeah, that's basically what I want to talk about was really the resin and how they can use the resin to help make the game better and more accessible for people to play. Because you get to a point in the game where you do your commissions, you've done all your world quests already. You've done all the story missions already, did all the key quests already, the ones that you get once you hit certain levels. I believe it's 32, 36, and 38, I believe. The one where you could get to play as Klee, Jean, and Venti. You've done all of that. So now, the only thing you're doing every day is, you're completing commissions, and then just going around the world collecting chests. So it's like uh, is it's not that desirable. You understand? You know what I'm saying? It's not to the and then you can still farm the mini bosses around the map to collect materials. So you can go into your book, look and see where the mini bosses are at, go and beat them. Not the elite ones, the mini ones. The ones that don't technically the ones that you don't have to use resin for. You can go around beating them as X amount of times and then call it a day. But the only issue with that, right? You don't get a lot of XP, nor do you get a lot of Mora, and you don't get a lot of, I'm sorry, you don't get any AR XP either. So, excuse me, that brings my next topic is like the XP while battling sucks. I don't understand why they did it like that. Like you fight so many people, so many things around the maps, and you barely get anything, and you barely get any money. So I don't know if they're going to get do something with that later on in the game. I don't know, but you're just at that point, and most of us are at that point in the game where it's just like it's repetitive. You're just doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over, and you're just wishing and hoping to get to AR whatever AR. Like me, I am on my way to AR 40. I am AR 38, about to hit AR 39, so I'm basically almost there. But once I get to AR 39, that's going to be another day or two grinding of the same thing, looking for chests, doing commissions, uh, to get to AR 40. So again, the game just came out, right? So we're going to cut it some slack. All in all, the game is very fun. I love the game. It's probably going to shape up to be the best gacha going into this year, going into next, because I can see this game having a whole bunch of updates where there's a lot of things where they do a lot of things other gacha games have never done, especially if people keep throwing out their feedbacks and concerns for the game, because this game does have potential to go far. But that's all I have for this one, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to drop a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to know I upload my next video. I will catch you guys on the next one.